Shalom, shalom, Yasharallah. This is your brother Abaniah of the South Arm of the Great Millstone Camp here in Trinidad. Heralds of Yahushai coming to you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. First, we give all honor, all glory, all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Ruka HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, prophets, and teachers of Great Millstone, our spiritual fathers who rule well. Peace and salutations to the sincere Akim and Aqua, who are following this shoot in all diligence and all sincerity. Now on the screen is a video here, and as you could see with the little head in there, alpha female. And this woman, as you would about to hear shortly, is saying that she's an alpha female. And she claims that she's an alpha female until she finds an alpha male. Right? Now she's a mother because she has children. And says until the next man comes into her life, she is the alpha female. She's the alpha because she takes care of everything and she does everything and all decisions come through her. Now, I'm going to tell all your women something. And this is the problem with the Jake women. They embrace every idiotic philosophy, every idiotic and make-believe thing, doctrine that Esau Edom push on them. There is no such thing as an alpha female found anywhere in Scripture. Right? No such thing as an alpha female. You would find what the term science call alpha females among animals, where there are certain animals that are led by a female. Those are animals. Those are not people. Now this is the thing where what you see people just contradict themselves with. They believe that they're better, the wiser, the smarter than the animals, yet terms and lifestyle that are found among the animals, they want to adopt it and include it in the building of society. They want to create doctrines and they want to pass it on. There is no, and I repeat, no such teaching or anything in the Scripture even remotely pointing to a woman being an alpha female. So let's just listen to the video.
I'm a woman, so you're telling me something that I'm telling you is not true. I look at myself as an alpha female. The reason I'm not bigger, I'm not stronger. Lord knows I can't wait till an alpha male comes in my life and takes over. I'm an alpha female because I am the head of my household. So how a man would be a head of his household and run things, I have to do that until a man comes in and does that. Yes, I am an alpha. The bills are paid by me. My kids are taken care of by me. I run everything that goes on.
I still have to stop it there. This is the thing. To the illiterate women, they're going to perceive what she's saying as she making a good point and she's slaying with her argument. She fell on her own sword. Right? Where was the man who got her pregnant? She said she's an alpha female until an alpha male comes along. Right? And if you know anything about nature and where the term alpha female is used because there are certain animals who are led by a dominant female, does she surrender her position and her rulership to a male? Of course not. An alpha female will not give up her position to an alpha male. They would fight over it. So that is delusion to think you could be an alpha female waiting to accept and receive an alpha male and think that when he shows up on the scene, you're going to just hand over the reins of power and leadership. That does not happen. And then notice what she said. She feels or she believes herself to be an alpha female. Right? Now, specific roles were given to the woman in the household. And at no time do they indicate anything pertaining to being an alpha female.
In my life, in my children's life, to a T. Nothing does not move unless it moves through me. I'm an alpha female. I'm in the working field. I'm competitively in the working field.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm not beneath any.
And this is the reason why she is a single mother. Because of that mindset of being an alpha female. She has kids. Where are the father of those kids? Because that's her husband. She has children by this man. Where is that person? Was he an alpha male? That's the question I would like to ask her. Was he an alpha male or not? And what led to you, or the both of you not being together, where you now have to take on the role and the make-believe role of an alpha female? I want to get some scriptures before. So like I'm going to just close off these things here. Before I go to find out where this definition came from. Because when I read it, it started being used in around the 1870s there, pertaining to animals, you know. But in the 1930s, it became popular to use as a term of endearment for women. But when you look at the rise of the feminist movement, and I would say this type of thinking actually became popular around the 1970s. With the rise of feminism, I believe this type of thinking became popular or was popularized. Prior to that, women were in order. They understand that they're not on equal footing with the men. They understand that the man is the dominant one, not the woman. The man is the protector. The women are the one. Women and children are the ones who needed to be protected. They are considered the vulnerable of society. Right? So, let me get this. Let's go to Titus. Titus chapter 3. No. Right, so like here, Titus chapter 2, from verse 1. It says, "But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine, that the aged men may be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience." So anything you're speaking must be according to sound doctrine. Sound doctrine that's delivered first and foremost by Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai through his spirit that he placed upon his servants, the prophets. The writings that we read, remember the scriptures say, all scripture is given by the inspiration of power and is profitable for doctrine, for reproof, for correction, for instructions in righteousness. Right? That the man of power may be thoroughly furnished unto all good works. So what she was speaking was not according to sound doctrine, because sound doctrine is going to tell you that there's no such thing as an alpha female. Verse 3, the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness. The mindset of an alpha female often follows a particular behavioral pattern. And the scripture says that the aged women, she's not even an aged woman, the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, is the alpha female mentality, way of thinking and behavior according to holiness? Of course it's not, because it's rooted in the idea and the belief that the woman is equal to the man, when that is far from the truth according to scripture. There is no equality between the man and the woman. Genesis 3:16, and I'll put Genesis 3:16, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Scripture tells us, wives, submit yourselves unto your husband as unto the Lord. Scripture also tells us, I suffer a woman not to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man. Alpha females always try to usurp authority over men. If you have been functioning, let me say for argument's sake, you have been functioning in the role of an alpha female for a couple of years, you think you're going to give up that role when a supposed alpha male comes around? And what are the criteria you're going to judge to say that this man is an alpha male and I could surrender my position to him? So who vets the man? The woman? Come on. It says that the aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, to be getting up on social media, podcasts, whatever it is, even in your homes, to teach your sons and your daughters that there is such a thing as an alpha female, is teaching something that is not good. And as parents, you're supposed to be teachers of good things. And an alpha female teaching your children and those around you that there is such a thing as an alpha female is ludicrous. It's not according to sound doctrine. Verse 4, that they may teach the young women to be sober. Was she teaching that? No, she's teaching about being an alpha female. That they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children. That's what you ought to be doing. To be discreet. The alpha female behavior mentality is not a discreet one. It's a put yourself out there on the forefront to be seen and heard. To be discreet, chaste, keep us at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of power be not blasphemed. She have kids. Where is the man? She had a man. Did she determine that he was not alpha male material? And when did she decide that? To cut him loose, to adopt the position as alpha female. You see, a lot of you, remember, she acknowledged she's not bigger, she's not stronger. Then why separate yourself from the father of these children to be an alpha female, where when you look at the term alpha female or alpha male, it speaks about being dominant. The one in the dominant position who is stronger, who is faster, who is braver, who is more fierce. You're contradicting yourself. You now put yourself in the role to be protector, to be a man, yet you're saying you're not bigger, you're strong. So then how are you going to protect the children? What values are you going to put into their little hearts and minds when you don't even, as you rightly said, you don't have you're not bigger, you're not stronger to protect what goes into your children. Because Esau give you the Kool-Aid and you drink it. Hence the reason you believe he's alpha female. You get Genesis 3:16. What it says here. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. That is law. This is in the Torah. The husband rules. He is the alpha in the home. There is no alpha female. Right? Now let's go to see where this, as I was Googling, this term alpha female originates. Now this is one, I'm going to go up a little higher. It says it was as early as the late 1870s when scientists began using the term alpha male and alpha female to refer to the leaders of a group of animals. The term has been metaphorically applied to socially dominant men since the 70s and similar women since the 1990s. So you see, this is new speech. This is new speech. When did the alpha female start? Perhaps the concept of the alpha woman had a humble beginnings as a dominant woman. In his 1939 publication, Dominance, Personality, and Social Behavior in Women, Maslow 69 was specific in his description of the traits of dominant women, or what he termed dominance quality. So again, a man and an Edomite at that create that belief, that doctrine that a woman could be a alpha female. Let's see what's the alpha female theory. When compared to non-alpha women, alpha women scored higher than non-alphas in measures for masculinity. Really? The Lord never created any woman to be masculine. Leadership, which as we know is a lie because women do not make good leaders at all. At all. They are emotionally driven. They make decisions based on what they feel supposed to be and not not logically what's in the best interest. And this have been proven time and time again. Name one successful civilization where a woman ruled and built a successful civilization. You will find none. You will find none. Heck, Eve couldn't even discern that she was being tricked by the serpent. The serpent didn't trick Adam, you know. Neither did Eve trick Adam people. But because Adam loved his wife, he hearkened unto her voice when she told him to eat it. There was no trickery on that part. Women are prone and susceptible to being beguiled, to being deceived, and it's no different when you see women embracing such heretical ideas and doctrines that are not founded in the scripture, where they believe they could be alpha females. Right? It says alpha women scored higher than non-alphas in measures for masculinity, leadership, low introversion, self-esteem, and exhibited lower hair cortisol levels. Alphas exhibit slightly lower estradiol and oxytocin levels than non-alphas. Through these differences were non-significant, though these differences select here. And coming up, what does alpha mean in the Bible? Let's see that. It means beginning. The word alpha comes from the first letter of the Greek alphabet and symbolizes a beginning or starting point of a journey. In the Bible, Yahushua refers to himself as the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end, which we all know. Did he say anything about alpha female? And we know he's a male. Did he make any mention of any female being alpha and omega? So where do they get this terminology from? These things are new speech. Let's see. Right, with that, going back to the scriptures now. Let's see. Spoil you through vain philosophies. Right. This is Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. And this is why the Jake women have been such a successful tool in Esau's hand that he has brainwashed and used against the men. Right? But what the scriptures were warning us before. It says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. after the traditions of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after her Mashiach. So these women have become spoiled through the philosophies of Esau Edom, through their own egos, where Esau Edom inflate their ego to make them believe that they are equal to the men. Now, think about it. In Esau's society, he don't want a woman above him. You know? Think about it. Yes, you will see women occupying high positions in society, but they are not the overall leaders, because even Esau knows for his plan and his goal to rule the earth and build what he determines to be a utopia, he know a man have to be at the helm, not a woman. He knows that. He simply use you women and set you up to be, how to put it, a buffer against the men. Any man who basically trying to get too big for the britches, just like how you have an immune system when it detects a foreign substance or bacteria in the body, the antibodies are deployed to eradicate it. It's basically that same concept with the women. And sad to say, we have many men who have surrendered their positions to women. And this is why we have the term called simps. Men who have embraced the ways of symbology. And what do I mean symbology? They believe that they are equal. They and women are equal. If not, women are above them. Women are the gods, because it have men who worship women. It's pretty fucking stupid. But scripture say many men have gone out of their wits for women. And I was just reading that earlier. Let me see if I could find it. I think it's Ezra chapter 4. I'll go down a little bit. Right, this is First Ezra chapter 4, from verse 26 to 27. It says, Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women and become servants for their sakes. And we have many men doing that, believing that the women are actually superior to them. Many also have perished and have erred and sinned for women. And have men who would actually agree with what she's saying. Have men who would agree with that. It have men who will come out in condemnation to not only myself, but the elders, the elder apostles, should they do a lesson, which they have done many lessons on women being out of order, they would come against us. They would actually be upset. And you know something, if you ask any of these women who embrace feminism, they would all tend to say they are alpha females. So if you are alpha female, why at the first sign of trouble or something going wrong, why do you call for the help of men? Because those who have that behavior usually believe men are useless. An alpha female should be able or should have the ability to protect herself and protect others around her. Yet you don't see that with these alpha females. All these women who professing to be alpha females, you don't see them protecting anyone, much less themselves. So this is another example of you embracing vain philosophies, things that don't make no sense. You think by saying it 1,000 times, go make it true. Repeating a lie 1,000 times may be able to convince you that it is the truth. But it will never be able to convince those who know the truth. And with that, I pray this lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. I'm your brother Abaniah of the South Arm of the Great Millstone Camp here in Trinidad, Heralds of Yahushai, saying Shalom Till the next lesson.